Welcome back to Mantle of Ages. Today, we set sail for Scandinavia, a land where the sun barely sets in summer, where legends are carved into stone, and where fearless explorers change the course of history. From the first daring settlers to the thunder of Viking longships and the rise of mighty kingdoms, this is the wild, wondrous saga of the North told in 13 epic chapters. Grab your horned helmet, and let's embark on a journey through time. Chapter 1. Land of Ice and First Settlers. Picture this. 12,000 years ago, Scandinavia is just emerging from the grip of the Ice Age. Towering glaciers melt, revealing a raw, untamed wilderness. The first humans, hardy hunter-gatherers, follow reindeer and mammoth herds into this new world. They survive with stone tools, bone harpoons, and wits sharper than a wolf's fang. Life is a daily battle against the elements, but these pioneers leave their mark. Mysterious carvings on rocks, ancient burial mounds, and the earliest signs of community. Imagine huddling around a fire, listening to the howling wind, and telling stories that would echo down through the ages. Chapter 2. Bronze and Iron, the Dawn of Nordic Culture. Fast forward a few thousand years, and Scandinavia is buzzing with change. Bronze arrives. Suddenly there are gleaming axes, ornate swords, and jewelry fit for a chieftain. Trade networks stretch all the way to the Mediterranean. Amber, furs, and walrus ivory head south, while bronze and luxury goods come north. Villages grow, and so do ambitions. By the Iron Age, warriors are buried with their weapons, and even their chariots, signaling a belief in an afterlife where status matters. Across the landscape, enormous burial mounds and stone ships rise, monuments to the powerful and the mysterious. The seeds of Norse myth and legend are sown. Chapter 3. The Age of Petroglyphs and Myth. Now, let's talk about some of the coolest ancient art in the world. Petroglyphs. Across Sweden and Norway, ancient artists carve thousands of images into granite cliffs. Ships with billowing sails, hunters with bows, sun wheels, and even scenes of mysterious rituals. These aren't just doodles. They're a window into the beliefs and dreams of a people obsessed with the sea, the sun, and the supernatural. Imagine standing before a rock, covered in carvings, trying to decode messages from 3,000 years ago. Are they prayers for safe voyages? Records of epic hunts? Chapter 4. Chieftains, Trade, and Tribal Life. By the early Middle Ages, Scandinavia is a patchwork of tribes and clans, each ruled by a chieftain who throws the best feasts and commands the fiercest warriors. Great halls rise on hilltops, centers of power, storytelling. Trade is booming. Baltic amber, iron, and furs flow south, while silver, silk, and glass come north. Archaeological finds show connections as far as the Middle East. But life isn't all feasting and fighting. Most people are farmers, fishermen, and craftspeople, working hard to survive the long winters and brief, glorious summers. Chapter 5. The Shipbuilder's Genius. Ready for the Vikings' secret weapon, the longship. These marvels of engineering are fast, flexible, and can glide up shallow rivers or brave the open sea. Built from oak and lashed together with animal sinew, they're as beautiful as they are deadly. A single longship could carry dozens of warriors, or settlers, or traders across vast distances. Ship burials, like the famous Oseberg and Gokstad ships, show that these vessels weren't just tools. They were symbols of prestige, adventure, and the ultimate ride to the afterlife. Imagine the pride of launching a new ship, its dragon-headed prow gleaming in the sun, ready to conquer the unknown. Chapter 6. The First Vikings. Raids and Riches. It's 793 AD. The peaceful monks of Lindisfarne are about to get the shock of their lives as Viking raiders storm ashore. Europe trembles as news spreads. These Norsemen are fierce, fast, and seemingly unstoppable. But here's the twist. Viking is a verb, not a people. To go Viking means to set out on an expedition, sometimes for plunder, sometimes for trade, sometimes for pure adventure. Silver, slaves, spices, and stories flow back to Scandinavia, fueling a golden age of wealth and cultural exchange. And let's not forget, they didn't just raid. Many Vikings returned home with new skills, ideas, and even a few souvenirs. Chapter 7. Settlers and Explorers. Not all Vikings were raiders. Many were pioneers. Danes and Norwegians founded cities like Dublin, York, and Orkney. Swedish Russ traveled the rivers of Russia, founding Novgorod and Kiev, and trading as far as Byzantium and Baghdad. To the west, Norse explorers discovered Iceland, settled Greenland, and centuries before Columbus, landed in Vinland, a mysterious land we now call North America. Imagine the thrill of sailing into the unknown, finding new worlds, and planting your banner on distant shores. Chapter 8. Women, Law, and Daily Life. Viking society wasn't just about warriors. Women played powerful roles too. They could inherit property, run farms, and even command ships. Some of the richest graves, like the Oseberg ship burial, belonged to women buried with treasures and even their own ships. Laws were debated at the Thing, an open-air assembly where free people could speak their minds. Daily life was a mix of farming, crafting, storytelling, and preparing for the next adventure. Chapter 9. Sagas, Runes, and the World of the Gods. The Norse sagas, epic tales of gods, heroes, and monsters, were passed down for generations before being written in Iceland. Runes, the ancient Norse alphabet, were carved on stones, weapons, and jewelry, recording everything from memorials to magical spells. The Norse gods, Odin, Thor, Freya, Loki, dominated daily life. Rituals, sacrifices, and festivals honored them, and the stories of their adventures and mischief still inspire books, movies, and video games today. Chapter 10. Kings, Kingdoms, and Christianization. By the 9th and 10th centuries, ambitious leaders were uniting tribes into kingdoms. Harald Fairhair is said to have unified Norway after a legendary battle. Denmark's Harald Bluetooth, yes, the Bluetooth tech is named after him, brought his people together and converted to Christianity. Sweden's Olav Skutkonung became its first Christian king. Christianity spread, sometimes peacefully, sometimes by the sword, transforming beliefs, laws, and politics. Pagan temples gave way to churches, and Scandinavia's kingdoms began to resemble the nations we know today. Chapter 11. The End of the Viking Age. By the 11th century, the age of the Viking raider was ending. Europe's kingdoms grew stronger. Towns were fortified, and Christianity changed the rules of the game. Many Vikings settled abroad, becoming rulers, traders, or mercenaries. The last great Viking king, Harald Hardrada, died in 1066 at the Battle of Stamford Bridge, a dramatic finale to the era of long ships and legends. But the Viking spirit never truly faded. Chapter 12. Union, Rivalry, and Renaissance. The Middle Ages brought both unity and conflict. The Kalmar Union briefly united Denmark, Sweden, and Norway under one crown, But rivalry, rebellion, and ambition soon tore it apart. The Renaissance brought new ideas, art, and inventions. Scandinavian cities flourished, trade expanded, and the seeds of modern democracy were planted. Wars, alliances, and shifting borders shaped the region, but the spirit of independence and innovation endured. Today, Scandinavia is famous for peace, prosperity, and progressive values. But the echoes of its dramatic past are everywhere, in language, law, art, and the enduring fascination with Vikings and Norse mythology. From Nobel Prizes to Nordic noir, from green technology to global design, Scandinavia continues to shape the world. The Saga of the North is one of resilience, adventure, and transformation, a story still unfolding beneath the northern lights. Which chapter of Scandinavia's saga did you find most surprising? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this epic adventure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more history brought to life on Mantle of Ages. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep exploring.